everyone, so hope you're doing well. So let's say that you have started out making videos and you want to upload it, but you don't know how to make thumbnails for it. So we're going to be discussing about that topic exactly in this video today. So I've invited my friend Adam to share his experience on how you can make your own thumbnails.
Hey man, and thank you so much for having me on your channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Adam, and my channel is all about helping you build your following on YouTube. And the solution that I use to make thumbnails is called Canva. Now, Canva has a website that you can use to make thumbnails and also an app. And they're both very easy to use. And what's awesome is the free version of Canva is more than sufficient to make thumbnails. And so what I do is I use Canva to make thumbnails in a quick and efficient manner, which I think is especially important for new creators, because when you're new, you should be primarily focusing on creating content and not so much how your thumbnail looks. You just want your thumbnails to be clickable in general so that they don't interfere with your channel growth. And if you look at the thumbnails by a channel like Brian G. Johnson, you can see that you can make great thumbnails that are extremely simple. And Canva is a great solution to make these thumbnails. So I'd just like to encourage you to use Canva so that you can spend more time creating and less time worrying about thumbnails.
Well, thank you very much, Adam. And yes, Canva is a very good graphic designing software which runs directly in your browser, is free of cost to use. There's tons of templates right there, and you can get started with it just in a few moments, just like that. I also have a tutorial on it on my playlist, so you want to learn more about Canva, you can check it out. But Canva is more like a basic software, so you can do things very, very quickly. But if you want more control, then you might want to opt for other applications like Photoshop, or maybe like Pixlr E and something. So to explain about photo editing in such apps, I have my friend Dave right here, who will share his experience on how he makes thumbnails for his channel.
Hello, my name is Dave, and I have a channel called Fuzzee Tutorials. And as the name implies, I do tutorial videos. Today we're going to be talking about thumbnails. Okay, so here we are in the graphics editor I use. Now I'm on a MacBook Pro, so I use a program called Graphic. And it used to be called iDraw. Now it's also available for iPads and iPhones, although the interface is a little bit different. And I find it's a very powerful yet easy to use and fairly lightweight program. So what we're looking at right here, this is my channel. So this is what you'll see when you log in, or if you search for my channel, you're going to be looking for this little icon here. So basically we've got some main principles that you need to consider when you're doing thumbnails. So let me show you this first one here. So you'll notice how the lettering is very large and uses high contrast bright coloring, and the text is also very large and clean and clear, and the same with the text down here. And you need to keep the wording short and sweet, but it needs to talk about what's actually in the video. If you start putting things on there just to get people to click through onto your video, then YouTube's algorithm will figure it out and will penalize you. So you need to stick to the truth. And also people work visually, so you maybe want to put in something where you've got the brand for your channel and an icon that's appropriate for the topic. In this case, it's DaVinci Resolve, so this is the logo for that particular piece of software that's in the tutorial. And of course I use my picture here, but you can use other things. Now some people like to put in a picture that tries to set a mood You might have a a surprised look or a sad look, or something that's appropriate to the video. And that certainly works. Me personally, I just take a nice happy picture that invites people in. And you'll notice how on my thumbnails I try in general to keep the text to the left when I can. And there's actually a scientific reason for that. So there's something called neurolinguistic programming. And it's a science that was developed where they studied exactly how the brain works. So when you've got text on the left, that speaks to the part of the brain that processes memory. And if you have something on the right, that speaks to the part of the brain that processes imagination. So depending on the type of video that you're trying to entice them into watching, you're going to place the text on the appropriate side of the screen. Now, because I do mostly tutorials, and it's something that is going to be put into their memory, is a skill that they can use. That's something that we want to speak to the memory side of their brain. Now, if you were maybe doing gaming videos, for instance, that's more on the imagination side. So you would want to probably put your text on the right. Now, something that I do on my channel is I change the color scheme depending on the subject matter, so that people can recognize at a glance by the color what category that tutorial falls into. And also, depending, I might make a change up here. So I'll show you a couple of examples. So we have one here where I'm talking about Mac OS tutorials. Then I use this color scheme. And if I'm talking about Facebook or stuff in general where it's kind of social media or browser based, then I'll use this color scheme. And now I do video editing work for other people and manage another channel. So I use something a little different for him. So with this channel, I put in a picture that covers the entire background and features the topic. I grab a frame from the video, and then because we want to kind of speak to the imagination, them imagining themselves with a truck like this, then I put the text on the right hand side. And something that you want to stay away from is getting too fancy with effects in your text. You want to keep the text clean, crisp, and readable, and it should be large enough and brief enough that they can read it on a mobile device. So whether that be a smartphone or an iPad or something like that, they should be able to read it clearly. So that's it for me. Happy thumbnailing.
Well, thank you very much, Dave, for those very precious information that we can use for our channels. So the graphic software that Dave used is Graphic. It was known as iDraw and is available for Mac, and it is an alternative to Photoshop and Pixlr E. So you can check those out. So check those softwares out if you don't have a MacBook. So there's always tons of softwares out there which you can try out, and those are softwares that you go into, especially if you are more familiar with graphic designing. So you're on the basic line, then you want to stick with softwares like Canva and even Adobe Spark, which are alternatives I use for quick thumbnail making, and you want to go a bit more advanced. You want to get more control over the thumbnail placements and the graphics, then you might want to go for Photoshop, Pixlr E, Graphic, and other such applications. You can also use Illustrator. I sometimes use InDesign as well to generate out different lessons that you see on my thumbnails as well. So you just have to keep on practicing and you get better over time. There's nothing that you start out right in the beginning and you get better at it anyways. So there's a learning curve onto it. So if you want to check out more of helpful videos from Adam, you can check the link in the description, and also you can check Fuzzee tutorials to find Dave on his channel, and you can find the link on the description of this video below, just like this. So as always, I like to say, as always, hope you guys learned something, and as always, please like, comment, share and subscribe.